Welcome race fans. Ron here with Bigg Wizurd TV. We are back at you. GT3 challenge here. This is East to West Racing and we're live on Bigg Wizurd TV. We've got a pile of drivers back in the saddle tonight. We have 26 out there in practice. We've got about 6 minutes left or thereabouts in the practice session. And it is hot tonight. We've got a whole pile of drivers. We've got 3 drivers, 4 drivers, 5 drivers with the fastest lap into the 204s. We are here at Road America. 14 corners. Quite a few up and downhill. We got some blind corners. We got some corners hard on the brakes. And we've got a lot of car changes tonight for what these guys are running. Everybody's kind of shuffling around, trying to get the quickest car. The new Porsche has lost popularity a little bit, and it looks like the BMW has gained a bit. We've got 4 BMWs here in the top 5 so far, followed by an Audi, a Porsche, a Mercedes, and the top of the chart is a Ferrari, which I think is the first time we've seen that this season. But, 27 now. Drivers still piling in. Coming from that last race, the GT3 Contender Series just ended. Alex Good clipped the win on that one with a 2:05.4 is his quickest time, and a 2:05.0 in qualifying. So Alex has some speed. Should be able to run up front with these guys. We'll see where he lands in the mix. He was running in the Ferrari as well. Ferrari seems to be quick here. We'll have to see where that one turns up. We have our sponsors on board tonight. Stair Fittings Incorporated, orders.stairfittings.com. Thank those guys for being out there and supporting Bigg Wizurd TV, keeping us on the air, keeping us live, keeping all this rolling for us. And also, Grandpa's Kitchen. Check them out at grandpaskitchen.com. Gluten-free flour for your world. It's a 1-to-1 replacement for regular flour. These guys know gluten-free. They are gluten-free. These guys are good. You can use code BWTV, pick up 10% off on all of your purchases. Also, JNR Craftworks, one of our series sponsors, series league sponsor here for East to West Racing. They have decorations and crafts and different things. They make them out of wood, acrylic. He can do t-shirts. He can do all kinds of stuff. He's got printing abilities. He makes our trophies for us. And I'll tell you what, they're amazing. I love the trophies. I just got another one, which is really cool. And that one's an acrylic with lights in it that changes colors. Or you can make it a single color. Really nice artwork. JNR Craftworks. Check it out, JNRCraftworks.com. We're live here at Road America. About 3 minutes left in the practice session. Then we'll call it qualifying. They'll have a 15-minute qualifying session, but they're only going to get, I think it's 5 or 6 laps to do it. They're limited on the number of laps they can go. They're going to go a couple of laps, they'll do a warm-up, a couple quick laps, and then they'll go back in and get tires and do it again. These guys are really going to push hard to see those times go down. We may even see a 2:03 in the qualifying session. We'll have to see how it turns out. Right now we're just kind of watching the randomness of the racing. We got Brett Fay, Ryan Fry. These guys are usually pretty close together on their times. Brett hasn't had a quick lap yet. Ryan with a 2:07.1 is about where I was running in the last race. Ryan definitely pushed up there. Josh should be right with him here in just a couple of laps if he hasn't already. They are going to battle it out probably all race long. We'll see those two right together. Let's come up to the front. Kevin Cantonio here. Kevin, one of the... that's not Kevin. What happened to Kevin? We're looking at Kevin. Kevin's in the pits, that's why. Can't look at Kevin. And a couple drivers we haven't seen in a while. Good to have them back on the racetrack. Josh Betts back in the saddle. That'll be nice to have him on track tonight with us. We've also got a newcomer, Carl Ribbon on the racetrack. Joe Fierro's missed a few weeks. Good to have him back. Ricky Renner also has been off, missing MIA for a little while for this season 7. Good to have him on the racetrack with us tonight. Also new driver Robert Forbes out there in the 222. We'll see him in the BMW. Greg Prochnow back, missing a week last week. Still missing a couple of drivers, but field getting full at 27. And we'll see where that rolls out tonight as we watch Josh. Josh still not quite, doesn't quite have the handle on this one as of yet, but he might be just getting started. Only 32 seconds left in practice, so he'll have to get his laps in qualifying. Kevin on the top of the line right now. Emmett, Brandon, Adam. Adam also back from a little bit of a road trip. He's been busy. Had some life changes, and appreciate Adam being back here with us. Winner of our Formula 4 series, the Formula 4 Dash last season, has that C next to his name. Rich Hibbs, our resident Canadian. Richard Wishon, Carl Ribbing, Josh Bailing, Morgan Teggy. He also has a C. He's our reigning champion in this GT3 Challenge.
Goodbye,
he took
Ryan.
Season 6. And doing pretty good there. He is trying to get back on track. Trying to see if our race control is in the booth. I don't see them out there, so hopefully they are. Might have to give them a shout here as we get ready for qualifying. Cars will be coming out of the race, out of the pits right now. Let's see. As here they go, they're starting. We'll soon see all of them out there on the racetrack. During the warm-up here, we'll let them go here. I'm going to see if I can find our race control. Be right back. To see if he shows up during the race at some point. Right now we are running without race control, so we'll have to be cautious out there. See how it works out. All right, qualifying is underway. We've got the 326. I think it's Adam Novotny out in the front of the line right now, followed by Rich Hibbs. Brandon Dooley we're watching as he goes around, followed by the 974 of Richard Wishon. Those are the first 4 cars that got out on the racetrack for the qualifying effort. 27 drivers. I think there's 28 shown, but I do not think Uncle Don is going to be in the race tonight. It would be waiting for these times to start coming down as the leaders.
Mic check.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Gotcha.
Thanks, buddy.
Scratch my previous. All right, Jaden is in the booth. Race control on track. We are in for a treat tonight, everybody. This one's going to be a great race. We've got 27 drivers. We have so much action on this racetrack. I will never be able to cover it by myself. I want to excuse Dr. Todd tonight, missing him. Wishing he could be with us, but he is under the weather. And wishing him well and to get better soon. All right. As they come around, first laps are in. Adam Novotny, 205.1. Brandon, 205.1. Look at this. The top three drivers dead even. 205.1 for all three of them. Kevin coming around to finish his lap. He was quick in practice. We'll see where he lands. Comes across the line in...
Thanks, Ricky.
No time.
I know my place.
No time, no time, no time. Jason Rabe also usually pretty quick out here. 206.4 for his first lap. He's in the Audi. Jason and Josh Bailing have both been in that Audi for quite a bit. Tonight, you'll notice that Josh is running the Merc. So we'll see what that does, as these guys have, for the first time this season, split cars. They're always in the same car on that team, and tonight they've switched. So we'll see where that goes. One thing to note also is that Kyle Robinson is out. Kyle's in the leading team of the team racing. He is going to be... Hold on, gotta send a message. Yeah, with that team missing one of their drivers, they have asked Todd Schwartz to get back in the driver's seat. Todd, with a motorcycle accident recently, currently laid up and not able to do well. I don't know if he's actually in the car. I don't see him out there. He was going to try. He practiced a little bit last night. It's really rough. He does still have the cast on his leg. He was trying to help out the team, but he is kind of laid up. So we'll see if he makes it by the end of this qualifying session. They have 8 more minutes. It's about a 2-minute lap, as you can see, 204, 205, spreading across the board. Rich Hibbs now with the first of the 204s, 204.8. Rich running the Realm Motorsports BMW. Kevin Cantonio in that Ferrari coming up strong. He just ran down the quickest lap, 204.3. I predict we could see a 203 here, depending on how they do. The 204s are starting to populate. We'll see who gets the best run here during the qualifying season. Let's see if we watch one of our quick drivers here. Looks like Brandon and Rich are out here still pretty close together. Rich in P2, Brandon P4 right now in the qualifying. And they are using every inch of racetrack available. Both of them in the BMW. Rich, Adam, and Brandon running that BMW tonight. Along with Emmett, who's currently in P5. We're going to watch Rich and Brandon coming around turn 14 now. The final corner. It's a tough corner. You got to get a great launch off this corner to get all the speed down that front straightaway. This one is key to getting a good lap. crosses the line. We'll see if he's going to go another lap. He's got these geared way out. He's in 5th gear. Looks like he's going to go around again. This is turn 1. It's a nice wide right-hand sweeper. And then you kink this little kink here, turn 2, turn 3. Hard on the brakes and make this as tight as you can on the inside. You get a really good exit coming off of that corner because this is the longest straightaway. Maybe second longest straightaway on the racetrack, but very, very important straightaway. Brandon stays in that P4 with that lap as he's coming down here to turn 5, that little kink, turn 4. Turn 5 again, hard on the brakes, left-hander. Tight, 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 down to 1st gear, off the corner. Then the blind left-hander here. And as he's coming around now to almost flat out, looks like he has to lift just a little bit there. That's turn 7. Now hard into the braking here on turn 8, left-hander. Before you go to the carousel, Emmett Lindquist just dropped down a 2:04.9 in his BMW. So Emmett moves up from P10 to P3. So he'll be on row 2 if he stays there. Rich Hibbs looks to me like he's pulling away here. Rich might be on one of those quick ones. He may be able to take away this pole position from Kevin Cantonio. Let's see how that one works. We'll follow Brandon around, finish up this lap. He just went through the kink pretty much flat out. Now down into Canada corner. Looks like he's let off just slightly, maybe. Let's see if Brandon does improve his lap time. This is turn 13, A and B, and now into 14, that last right-hand corner, and then up the big hill, long straightaway. There's 3 really long straightaways. That turn 14 is the beginning of one of them, and one of the most important corners on this racetrack. So watch Brandon go by. Rich Hibbs just crosses the line. Does not improve. Brandon crosses the line. And also does not improve. So these guys are having a hard time getting their best lap in. And watching everybody go here, lap. For 4 minutes to go. They're only going to have time to finish up one more lap because at 2 minutes a lap, they cannot finish the lap they're on when they start the last lap of qualifying. Once the timer's off, their lap is done. So they've pretty much got the time to get around the start-finish line one more time and go around another lap. We'll see what the 974 here is doing. Richard Wishon comes across the line. Currently P7 with a 2:05.3 comes across. Does he improve? No. No, he does not. 2:05.3 for Richard Wishon. 2:04.3 for Kevin Cantonio. Looks like it's a good one. The temperature of the track has gone up. The times have slowed down, so the 2:03 is not going to happen in this session. So we watch a couple of the drivers that have been quick. Alex Good coming across the line. Alex with a 2:06.8, and he was just running 2:05s in the last session. So he's got one more chance around. He's going to try to make it around one more time. See if he can improve that time. Here comes Jason Wade, just crosses the line. Jason running a 2:05.6. And
250 left in qualifying.
I don't think he's going to be... He'll have time to get around again, so he might have time to increase that, to improve that time. We'll see where it lands. As we have Uncle Don going across the line. I think Uncle Don is just going to be here for practice. I don't think he's going to stay in the race. A little bit off pace, running a 2:15.9. He does have time to go around one more time. I don't know if he'll be actually in the race. I don't believe he will. Josh Betts, no longer in the car, has not done a race or a lap. TJ Allman, also no lap yet. No lap time for TJ. So it looks like 24 might be our magic number today, as Kevin Cantonio still holding on to the top spot. Adam Novotny just moved into second with a 2:04.7. And he's done. Emmett Lindquist comes across the line, and he is going to stay right where he is with a 2:04.9. We were watching the 974. Richard Wishon, can he improve? He's a second back right now, 2:05.3. He does improve but does not get any better on the position. Greg Prochnow coming across the line. And a little improvement for Greg moves him up to P15. The number 5 of Kevin Cantonio finishes his lap. 2:03.9. I am wrong. Just throw it out there. Put it out there to the world. I have been mistaken. Proven wrong. Kevin Cantonio, 2:03.973. That will probably be it for the pole. Let's see if Jason Rabe has a chance here to get that from him. Jason currently 2:05.6 his best time and currently in the pit lane. Not going to do it this time around. That is going to be everything. That is qualifying. 44 seconds to go. Not enough time for the 27 to get back around. And we are blipping power for some reason. Not here, apparently not on my computer. But the UPS just flipped on my other computer. So hopefully we're still live and still have the action.
Gotcha, Brent.
Whew. Wow, qualifying itself was crazy. Let's see how we do with the actual race. It's going to be tough to stay up with the action. If I miss stuff, let me know. I'm going to try to use my tools that I have to tell me when I get changes on the track. Let's see if we can catch the grid here off the start. Standing starts, some guys have great starts, some guys don't. So you could easily get a quick shuffle and an accident here right off the start line. Just
What's
did that
going on,
last
everybody?
race.
Welcome to the first heat race here at Road America. Let's make sure we're showing everybody each other respect going into turn 1 and turn 3. This is going to be a wild one. We got a very large field today. Let's have a good race.
Hoping everybody shows up. We got a few people still questionable on whether or not they're going to make the race here. Josh Betts did not qualify. Joe Fierro still showing off the racetrack. I hope we get everybody in here. We're getting ready to go. We'll see when the colors, when the little lights come up, we'll see that they're ready to go. That means the timer's down to 0. The lights go red, and then the lights will go green. So Josh jumping back in. So maybe some people dropping back in the pit lane to grab some fuel.
30 seconds remaining.
See what happens, but it looks like those drivers I was questioning are getting in it. Maybe gonna be close here on this start. There we go. There they come. There's the lights. Everybody's on the grid. We can't see a couple of them. They will show up as we start. And away we go. The flag is green. Off they go. They're off and running. Let's watch these guys as they go down. And a great start in the back here. Oh, everybody bunched up as they're going to go into turn 1. And we'll see what happens if they can all stay side by side. Kevin Cantonio, Adam Novotny side by side. That's Realm Motorsports number 15. And the new guy, is that the new guy? Or is that Emmett? I can't tell the number on that one. That looks like Emmett, followed by Brandon. Down the long straightaway. This is a great place for a draft. So far, everything looks pretty clean as we're diving down into turn 5 for the first time. Hard on the brakes. Does everyone have room? Will we make it through this sequence? It looks like Adam's a little wide. He's going to lose a little advantage there to Rich Hibbs. He might have to give up that position. They go through turn 6. Rich Hibbs takes the spot away coming up through turn 6. And now Emmett Lindquist is battling and challenging for P3. Oh, and some contact. But they get back together and back straight. Somehow they bounced off each other. Emmett and Brandon bounced off each other. And there's another one coming through. That was probably a little bit too risky. As that was Josh failing, trying to get through the pack, through the middle of that. trying to split the gap and missed. And he will go back to the back of the field, unfortunately. See if we can watch that one again. It looks like things have calmed down for the moment. Let's see if we can catch the replay on that. Josh gets a great run here off of turn 7 down the hill. He's got Morgan Teggy right on his tail, and he just kind of, Morgan gets into him just a little bit, but I think Josh may have cut across him. Not sure. We'll have to wait for race control to tell us what happened there, because I can't tell. Richard Hibbs is now in second, gotten by Adam Novotny through turn 6 back there, turn 6 and 7. And he is running in second place. Already a 1.6 second gap to the leader, Kevin Cantonio, out front. Kevin usually runs in the Mercedes. Tonight he's in the Ferrari, and he is quick. As this pack through the middle, really, really tight. But everybody's staying fairly clean. Just that one incident, turn 5 last time around. And that, unfortunately, here at Road America, that is the place where things happen. It's turn 5. Great run there by Richard Wishon in the 974. He's coming along here. And it looks like he's getting alongside. That might be Joe Fierro. Because they're going to go side by side down the hill into 5. We'll see who's got the braking. And see who gets the room with Jason Rabe there. Looks like Joe Fierro. Oh, and a little tap there. Joe hard on the brakes to avoid the contact and actually ends up losing the spot to Richard Wishon because of it. Hopefully no big harm to his car or to Josh or Jason's car. Jason Rabe took the brunt of that hit right to the back. And we'll see kind of how that one works. Hopefully he's all right. Kevin's still out front. He's got that gap to 1.4. Richard Hibbs not letting him go. Richard's right there on him. Adam Novotny in P3. He is also real close, as Rich Hibbs has the second spot. Adam following him. Emmett Lindquist. Gray Welsh has had a problem. Gray in the 19. Let's see if we can find Gray. Is he helped, or is he just have a bad turn here? Oh, he just goes wide into turn 8, into the tire barrier, into the wall. Also, we see, looks like somebody else goes a little wide. Jason Rabe falling down. Jason Rabe. As they go, Richard Wishon, Jason Rabe into the Canada corner. Oh, he just turns on him. I don't know who that was. I don't know what was going on there, but that puts Jason back in the pack. He puts him back to P12, back among the sharks back there in the pack. He's going to have to try to get himself back up to the front. This is Joe Fierro. We haven't had Joe around for a little while, so I'm glad to have him back on the racetrack. Running nice and smooth tonight. Following his teammate, there's 07. That's Morgan Teggy in P6. Joe Fierro P7, and he is closely followed by Richard Wishon in P8. Richard's probably going to have a little draft on him here. He's going to try to go down the inside, see if he can get him under braking. He's got to be clean here. And they do not make contact. Gets the pass done. Richard Wishon moves up into P7. Some other action right back in the pack. Alex Good just gets by. Let's see if we can catch that one. Is Alex coming down here long straightaway. Down as they drop down into turn 5. He's going to have a really good run on this 53 car. 53 Ricky Renner. 53 goes wide. Alex gets by on the exit of turn 5. Ricky not far behind though. He's not going to let that go. Brett Fay in the 317 has crashed. Canada corner, going around through the turn 13 complex here. It's a little wide. Don't know if he misses the corner. Oh, just comes around on him. That right there is the curse of the Porsche. Porsche will love you, and then it'll hate you. I've seen that car
Hey, Jaden, I know you're busy, but if you get a chance, check out that incident between me and I think it was Jason or Josh.
All over it. Thank you so much.
That's our boys talking to race control, making sure none of those incidents get let by. Jason and Richard did get together on turn 13 there. Not sure whose fault that was, or if it was just a racing incident, but race control reviewing that. Lots going on the racetrack. That guy's going to be busy. He is going to be hopping. Josh Betts has had a problem. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to Josh. Is it just simple off track? Oh, a little more than off track. Oh, coming around, that's turn 14. That is the worst. That is the worst corner, Josh. I feel you. I feel your pain, Josh. I hate that corner. If you lose it on that corner, you lose so much time. It's crazy. Kevin Cantonio still out front, followed by Rich Hibbs, Adam Novotny, Emmett Lindquist, Brandon Dooley. Those are your top 5. Morgan Teggy's sneaking up in there in P6 in that Porsche. Morgan not really getting a lot of extra time to practice, or he doesn't practice, not sure which. And it's showing with these guys out here outrunning him. He's running that new Porsche. The new Porsche is, let's say, finicky. I'd say finicky would be a good word for it. And he's doing best he can. Should we fire up the camera so you guys can see me here in the basement? I'm in the basement. Hello. Hello. Green in the background. That's me. This is Ron with Bigg Wizurd TV. I'm on camera now. We've got quite a lot of action going on this racetrack. This is the short race. Only 8 laps. Oh, Rich Hibbs wide. Is that going to give... Is that going to give Adam a chance to catch him coming up that hill? That is a huge error coming off at turn 14. Adam Novotny closing that gap down 6 tenths. Down to 4 tenths. Man, not enough. Let's see if he can carry any momentum down this next straightaway. As they're going down into turn 3, this is a critical corner. If you get this one right, carry that speed all the way down into turn 5. Got him in the 326. P3 right now in the sprint race. Robert Forbes got a couple cars got by him. There's oh, there you go, a little wide. Robert goes a little wide there in turn 1. That's going to cost him a couple spots. And he's not going to like that. Todd Schwartz did make the race. That is Todd in the 420. Jason Rabe is going to see if he can dive down into here into turn 5 with this pass on Carl Ribinger. Carl, one of our newer drivers on the 44 Porsche. Oh, Jason does give him enough room and makes the pass going up the hill into turn 6. Maybe side by side still together. Jason completes that one. Oh, and he goes wide. Is that going to give Greg Prochnow a chance? Maybe, maybe not. Jason Rabe takes over P11. Good job, Jason. Oh, and Josh Betts. Josh Betts again. Again, Josh not having a good race here. I don't see anything. Don't see anything on Josh. My control box is freaking out. However, Brett Fay has gone off the racetrack again. Control box is telling me I'm looking for ghosts here. As Brett comes into the pit lane, he must have had some damage. He's coming in to get his car serviced or just trash the whole thing and get a new one for the feature race. Brett Fay, Robert Forbes gets by Todd. Oh, this is close here going into Canada Corner. Oh, Todd gives him room on the outside, goes a little into the dirt. Oh, and that's all it takes. Robert Forbes gets by. That's for P20. Back in the pack. But hard racing all the way throughout. There is no room for error anywhere on this racetrack. The battle for second, third, and fourth has moved up. It's gotten tight. Still just a second, less than a second. Adam Novotny taking a different line through there. Emmett Lindquist also trying something here. They're both trying to catch. They're both trying to catch Rich Hibbs, but Rich is having nothing doing. As these guys staying out in front. Adam Novotny in P3. Emmett Lindquist wants it. We're on lap 6 of 8. We've got 2 to go the next time by. They're about halfway around the lap. The battle, the traffic is intense all the way through this field. This is the battle for third. Rick Wishon just got by. That's Rick in the 74. He just got by the 27 car. Drew Schiller, I believe. Yes, he did. Let's see if I can catch that. Oh, Drew misses the corner on that exit. It looks like turn 7.
Saving the year.
Rick goes by, and that's for P9. Whoa, 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 whoa. Carl Ribbing. What's going on with Carl here? In the 44. He's got Greg Kroschnau on his tail. Going through the kink. Oh, he just loses it in the kink. Can he keep it on the wall and away from the other cars? He can. Oh, he's going to have to try to get that back on the racetrack. Oh, no bueno, man. That is a tough spot. He is in the pit lane now. And that's going to throw him back in the standings. Looks like our leader, Kevin Cantonio, up to a 4-second gap back to Rich Hibbs. The battle between Novotny and Emmett Lindquist in the 40, those two BMWs, with Brandon right behind him. 3, 4, and 5, you could throw a blanket over. But these two, 0.2 of a second. Emmett trying everything he can. We're on lap 7. There's 2 laps to go as they come down into turn 5. Does Emmett have what it takes? Can he get by in turn 5? He's closing the gap. But that is a tough spot. Unless you have the run coming down the straightaway, that is, you're not going to make it past there. You got to get alongside into the brake zone. Kevin out front, Rich in second, Adam and Emmett right here for third, Brandon right behind them, Morgan Teggy in the 07. He is in P6 with Richard Wishon following. And the number 8, let's see, Joe Fierro in the 48. He's back on track tonight, and he is running with a top 10. And that is the transfer spot. He is in the spot. That's where you want to be. As we get to the next race, the feature, we're going to flip the top 8. And he is in P8, so he'll end up on the pole if he can stay there. And I can tell you from a lot of experience racing with Joe, he is not easy to pass. It's just not easy to pass. Rick Wishon running right behind him there. That's P9, followed by Drew Schiller in the 27 car. Black and red Ferrari. And right behind them is the battle back master, Jason Rabe, in the number 2. After his spin earlier on, he has gathered back up and keeps going here. Alex, our winner from the previous race in the 79 car, he is running in 12th, followed by Ricky Renner. Good to see Ricky back on the racetrack with us. Ricky is in the 53 car. Oh, and he goes wide just as we talk about him. Oh, curse of the commentator. Sorry about that, Ricky. That was my bad for talking about you, buddy. Oh, let's catch the replay on that. Oh, and Rick Wishon also with a problem. As we see Ricky go wide here, he just catches that dirt. The 74 is falling back. He must have missed a corner back there. He's right here behind Joe Fierro and goes a little bit wide, gets off into the dirt. And that's enough. That's all it takes. You miss turn 14, and you just get freight trained. He's got these guys coming up on him. You can see is the white flag lap as he loses a spot and then gets it back from Jason Rabe here as he loses the spot to Drew Schiller. Kevin Cantonio out in the front has this one under control. We have a couple drivers in the pit lane now, cleaning up the car, getting ready for the next race. Oh man, Rick getting a run coming down off of turn 3. We're going to follow this as these guys battle. The race is just about over. We'll have to move back ahead. Live racing. This battle here is intense. This is the closest racing on the racetrack at the moment. Rick and Jason. Jason goes around the outside. Rick on the inside. They got another corner where Rick's got the advantage. Jason trying to pinch him. Rick coming around and takes away that spot. What a great move by Rick to take away P9, P10 from Jason Rabe. There's our winner coming across the line. Kevin Cantonio takes the checkered flag first. Rich Hibbs is going to hang on for second spot as he comes across this battle here between Emmett and Adam. Adam Novotny is going to take third, followed by Emmett Lindquist and Brandon Dooley for P5. Morgan Teggy is going to hold on there for P6. Richard Wishon for 7th. And there it is, Joe Fierro in the transfer spot. That's P8. He's going to love that because that's going to drop him right up on the pole. Drew Schiller follows him, and then Rick Wishon, Jason Rabe. Only the top 5 drivers get points in that, but that sets our order. The top 8 will flip. Everybody else will get in line. We'll have just a short 3-minute break as these guys get reset, regroup, and get back out there for the feature. 8 laps for the sprint race, and the feature tonight is more than that. Let me find my document.
No, Robert, I think he was behind me. I started to stutter. I was out of fuel there. That wasn't your fault. Race control, it wasn't his fault.
All right. A little chatter going on.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, it went to scenic for me during that incident. I couldn't review it. I apologize.
Yeah, no issue. I was running out.
Road America, they're going to be running 20 laps. That was an 8-lap sprint. 8-lap sprint race and 20 laps for the feature. So that's going to be a hot one. As these guys crossing the line, the 19 car, the 34, and the 44 getting across the line. And that finishes up Gray Welch, Josh Betts, Carl Ribbing in 21st. There's your order now. Joe Fierro on the point, followed by Richard Wishon, Morgan Teggy, Brandon Dooley, Emmett Lindquist, Adam Novotny, Rich Hibbs, Kevin Cantonio, the winner of the sprint, puts him in P9 ahead of Drew Schiller and Rick Wishon. This is going to be an interesting one as these guys now have to figure out how to get around. As the track temp has risen now up to 105 degrees and climbing as they're warming up into the daytime. It's 10:50 a.m. local time, and it's just going to keep getting hotter. So throughout this race, it's a 40-minute race. It'll be pushing up to the noon hour and some of the hottest parts of the day, and these guys probably haven't seen track conditions like this. As this race began, practice began at 9 a.m. That puts the sprint race at 10-ish, and this feature is going to start pretty close to 11. So nice, warm, sticky track out there. We still have 22 drivers. I believe we're going to have 22 on the racetrack, maybe 23, 24. I see Brett Fay. He was in the other race. That's 24. We're missing a few that didn't quite make the sprint. So we'll have to watch them as they go. Everybody's taking advantage of the warm-up 3-minute break, and they are taking a break. So I'm going to do the same. I'll be right back within 1 minute. Actually, why not just stay here and talk to you guys? Anything going on out there in TV land? Anything you want to know? Anything you want to see? That was a great sprint race. We have a few people out here on the stream. If you subscribe to the channel, a minute later it'll let you post something in the chat. Top chat. We better do live chat. I need all the messages. Pop out. Whew. Fun racing tonight. Sunday night. This race every week, the GT3 Challenge. There's a couple holidays. I think July 4th we're going to miss. So that one's coming up. That might be next week we have a break. Right as we get everybody back in it, we're going to take a break for July 4th. So we'll have to do a fun race, do something out of the racetrack so everybody stays in and keeps going. Then we'll keep it rolling from there. We've got 24 guys out there. It's a little tight. Who is complaining? to a race about a year ago. See how much different you look on camera. Looking great. Huh. To check out who that is. Somebody's not too happy with the sprint race. See how that works out. Warm-up session has ended. We are jumping in now to the lineup. Everybody's got to get on the racetrack here. We'll go to the grid cam and pick a car that's active. You guys out there yet? Hello? Hello? As they're lining up for the feature race. Joe Fierro out in the front, followed by Richard Wishon. These guys are starting to climb in. There's Joe in the BMW, the blue label, Sim Magic sponsored, followed by Richard Wishon in the white, familiar white with purple. Morgan Teggy in that Porsche. We'll see if he can hold on and keep his good run going. He was in 6th earlier. See if he can get a handle on this car, get up to the front.
All right, guys, let's remember to be respectful. Turn 1, 3, and 5. Please. Thank you very much.
Warning there from race control. Turn 5, always an issue. Here we go. Lights ready to go on the cars. And they're green. Away they go. Here we go. We're off and running. As they get started, this will be an interesting start for the fast guys in the top 8 in reverse order. Looks like Joe Fierro has the field going into turn 1. Morgan Teggy inching up, has gotten by Richard Wishon, the 974. Richard comes around the corner there, and it looks like he has a good run, but Emmett Smith, I'm seeing Emmett Lindquist also having a good run here in the 40 car. He is on the back of Brandon Dooley now alongside. As they're diving down through turn 4 here on their way to turn 5. One of the places that the race control just warned them about. This is one of the tighter corners on the racetrack. As we see everybody taking different lines. Look at this up front. As Morgan Teggy takes the lead in that Porsche. And gets a great run in the 974. Also, Emmett Lindquist dropping back here in this group. But all right together. Everybody just kind of shuffled. The Porsche out front, followed by the Audi of Richard Wishon. Ooh, Brandon takes the spot away in P8, or turn 8. That's for 3rd spot. And Emmett Lindquist wants a little bit of that as they go around the carousel. Can he go around the outside of Joe Fierro, giving him enough room to make the pass? We'll see if he does. He does. And Joe already back. Oh, and that's Adam off track. Adam's going to lose a spot or two with that. Trying not to cause an issue, getting back out the racetrack. Oh, and he barely does it. He hangs on, drops back to P12. He was up in the top 10, now dropped out of that and back into 12, 14. He's dropping back even further as this bundle of cars just caught him like nothing. And he has dropped back into P16. He is going to have his work cut out for him. Sean Williams in the 6. Battling with Ricky Renner there. Sean takes the spot there as they move up. Morgan Teggy on the point, crossing the line. He's got Richard Wishon in the draft right behind, coming down the front straight. Brandon and Emmett again battling just like they did last race. Joe Fierro, Rich Hibbs also side by side into turn 1. Rich kind of grabs the corner. He's got a good exit out of turn 1. Does he have enough under braking in turn 3 to get by? He's going to try it. He does have that exit. He got a great launch out of there. Oh, and somebody goes around. That is Drew Schiller in the 27 car back there. We'll have to check that out in a second. That was Drew who came around in that car. Just flat lost it. This battle here for P5, P6, Rich Hibbs, Joe Fierro, Jason Rabe. Jason battling here for the spot. Looks like he's going to get by Joe Fierro in, where is he? Jason picked up 2 spots that lap alone. has moved himself into P7. Jason didn't look too strong in the sprint race, but man, lap 2 of this feature, 2 of 20, he is already on his horse and really cooking. Josh Betts dropped back down to last position. Morgan Teggy still on the point. Why is, oh, I know why. Looking at things in the wrong order makes it hard to follow when things are in the wrong order. Mooney gets by Gray Welch. That is a pass for position. If I can find him. Mooney in the Audi. No wonder I couldn't find him. Mooney running a different car tonight. In the 88. Side by side into turn 1. Morgan still holds off. Richard Wishon, but he's having a heck of a time doing it. It's these guys battling door to door, nose to tail, and Emmett Lindquist also in that orange and red BMW following Dooley. And it shows Emmett in third, but right now, unless I'm off on my time, and I am, Emmett has gotten by. That's Kevin Cantonio. Look at that. Kevin back on the point there. P5 is right behind Brandon. Morgan Teggy out front, Richard Wishon, and Emmett Lindquist has gotten by Brandon Dooley here in 4th spot. Emmett up to 3rd in that orange and purple and red BMW. Jason Rabe with the fastest last lap around for him with a 2:07.3. A lot of guys getting their quick laps in now on lap 3. A little bit of a clear racetrack. People are kind of in line. This is a long race. It's 20 laps. As Robert Forbes comes around and passes the 79, Alex Good as they enter the carousel. Robert Forbes, one of our new drivers, moves up to P15, following Sean Williams in the 6 car. As there are tight packs of cars everywhere you look. Like we may have a problem with the 44, and that may have included another car. Oh, as he gets wide, that's turn 5. Carl Ribbing coming back up the hill into turn 6 here. And he's just going to get wide and come around here in turn 7. Easy to do. As he comes around, Mooney tags him, as well as somebody else hitting him. He caught a couple of them there out. And that's going to cause a problem. Looks like, is that Mooney up there? No, Mooney kept going. There's another car back there. It might have been Gray Welch involved in that incident. It was. Unfortunate for these guys. Carl just kind of spun. Nobody's fault there. Just Carl spinning and causing that incident. And throwing the guys back in the pack. Morgan Teggy's still up front. Ryan Fry has just gotten by Adam Devine. Greg Prochnow dropping back. Greg Prochnow having a problem in the 212. Here we'll see what happens. Oh, he just comes around. That Porsche. Whoa, he comes across the racetrack, misses everybody. Wow, how fortunate for all the drivers in that pack. And bouncing around, Robert Forbes looks like he and Alex may have gotten together. We'll keep an eye on this battle here. Oh, Alex gives him a little bump. Pushes, oh, hard into the wall. That's probably going to do it for Robert. That is going to be really hard to repair. He's going to have to come around and get that fixed. Definitely a problem there. Incident responsibility there, most likely on Alex Good. And Sean Williams also may have been involved and just barely missed those. It's too much action to follow at the moment. We'll do the best we can as we watch these guys. There's the incident with Greg Prochnow, Sean Williams, Ricky Renner. We'll see if we can catch that. If that's contact, it looks like it might down into the braking zone here. Oh, the 53. That's Ricky Renner has a little bump there. That's what causes Greg his problem. Not good, not good, not good. And the battle up front. Richard Wishon trying to get by. Morgan Teggy going down the front stretch. Emmett Lindquist not wanting to miss any of the action. Sitting right behind him. Josh Baling has just passed his teammate Jason Rabe. We're going to stay up front here with this battle as Richard Wishon looks like he might have an angle to take away this lead, and he does as he has got Morgan Teggy on the ropes. Morgan followed by Emmett.
Sorry, Morgan, I missed that one.
Guess who's there? It's Kevin Cantonio, Emmett Smith, all four drivers trying to occupy the same space of track at the same time. You can see two guys behind being patient as these guys are side by side, 6 cars side by side into turn 5. And they are not giving up. Morgan again still side by side through 6, now into 7. He takes the lead again away from Richard Wishon. Emmett Lindquist wants to get a little of that action. Kevin Cantonio nosing in as they go around turn 8, and Richard is going to hold that position. This is unbelievable. This is some unbelievable racing action here. These guys all over each other. No one giving an inch. Oh, and Richard goes wide. So does Emmett into the grass. They hang on. They might lose that spot to Kevin. We'll see if Kevin can get the run on him coming down through the kink here. Kevin's going to have the best spot. Best view in the house as he didn't go wide. There he goes alongside Emmett Lindquist. Can he outbreak these guys into Canada Corner? We'll see what happens. Coming around the outside. And he holds on to it. Oh man. Side by side through Canada Corner and up in through turn 13. Still door-to-door action. Richard Wishon has gotten by. Emmett Lindquist takes the spot back as they enter turn 14, but it looks to me like Kevin has the better run out of turn 14 as he comes alongside as they cross the start-finish line. This is just lap 5. We are on lap 6. We just finished lap 5 on lap 6, and the action can't be any tighter. These 4 cars for P3 are all right on top of each other. And Kevin does take that spot away using the draft down the front straight. Emmett right back again to the outside, looking on the edge of turn 3. We'll see if now Emmett can get the run off of turn 3. We'll see who gets the better run here, because this long straightaway down into turn 5 is one of your best passing opportunities. But you definitely have to be alongside before you start hitting the brakes, or it's not going to work. And it looks to me like Kevin is going to hold on to that P3 position. As he goes wide, that's going to give Emmett a chance coming up the hill into turn 6. Is Emmett going to take the opportunity to go around the outside? No, he does not. And
Car 53, drive-through contact with car number 6, lap 4.
Okay, that's a joke though, right? Come on.
Please don't come at me like that over the radio. No, it's not a joke at all. Dude.
53. That's Ricky Renner. Ricky Renner with a little incident early on. And arguing race control, not a good idea. Not a good idea. These guys have looked like they've stretched themselves out a little bit. Morgan Teggy taking a little bit of advantage here on the lead. Richard Wishon in P2. Kevin Cantonio P3 is gotten by Emmett, Rich, and Brandon, and followed by Emmett, Rich, and Brandon. Joe Fierro in P7. Josh Baling, Jason Rabe, Rick Wishon follow or round out the top 10 as they run. Back with the 53 car. Is he going to come in the pits? Is he going to serve his drive-through? He's got 3 laps to get this drive-through in. There was contact there. He did push one of the cars around with number 6. Sean Williams did get pushed. Let's see what happens with that. If he's going to do... There he goes. He's going to take the drive-through. Going to allow Sean Williams to get that spot back. Todd Schwartz in the 420. He is running with the broken leg and one leg in a cast. And he's in 17th spot out of these 25 drivers, 24 drivers on the racetrack. Running that old school BMW style paint job. Looking really sharp out there. Big shout out to Todd here. Had an accident on his motorcycle. He does have the safety car paint job on there. He did that intentionally because he is running, like I said, with one leg. So no 2-foot braking and gas. He's got to do everything with one leg. And I don't know which one was broken, which one's in the cast, but the one that is, he's got to use the other one. So he's out there doing the best he can. He's running right there with Robert Forbes. Robert Forbes does look like he's got a little damage to the front of that car. The 222 there does have some nose damage. It's going to slow him down on these long straightaways. We'll see if Todd has what it takes to get by him as this race continues and carries on. This battle here, this is for 8th position, 7th position. Joe Fierro, Josh Bailey, Jason Rabe, the three of them all right together here, 7th, 8th, and 9th. As these guys are real close on the racetrack. Came back out on the racetrack. He did go wide. Kevin Cantonio just grabbed the fastest lap of the race. Oh, and unfortunately, we were just talking about him. Man, have I got the commentator's curse tonight or what? He's still there in front of Sean, but he lost some ground. Todd Schwartz had an issue back there. Went a little wide on one of the corners, and he's lost some ground. Hopefully, not too much, and able to hold on to that P17 spot. All the spots here do get points. Everybody gets points. Kevin Cantonio makes the pass for the second place. Let's see if we can catch that the replay here and see how he lines up Richard Wishon here as they're going down through turn 4, down into turn 5. That hard braking zone. Richard on the inside has a good line as they go in. Kevin on the brakes a little later makes the corner no contest and actually completes the pass without a problem. Really nice pass there for second spot. Kevin Cantonio, he is now up into P2, and he is chasing down the leader. Jason Rabe and Josh Bailey, you're just watching them, and they just got by. Joe Fierro still working on it for Jason. Josh got by right there. You see the Jason's still trying to get by. They go through the kink at full tilt. The BMW following now Jason as Joe Fierro drops back down to P9. Josh up to 7th. Oh, and the 27, that's Drew Schilling. 27 has come around. Oh, bad luck for Drew. Hopefully you didn't have too much of a problem. That's Canada Corner, one of the toughest corners. Oh, and he hits the barrier. That's going to hurt. That's going to take him probably to pit lane. This battle up front is relentless. It's not giving up. No one is giving up. We're on lap 9. Here goes Kevin. Morgan trying to defend on the inside as they go through turn 2. Kevin gets a run off of turn 3 here. We'll see who has what as the top 5, 6 cars here still right together. That's the top 6. You can see them right there on the screen. Kevin's going to go down on the inside. He's not going to be able to outbrake Morgan. He's not going to be able to out-corner him. He does go wide. That's going to give Richard a little bit of a chance. Emmett also is going to move up in there. And they stay in line. Morgan out front. Kevin in second. Richard, Emmett. Those 4 right together, and as they battle, Rich Hibbs, Brandon Dooley in 5th and 6th are going to gain and catch this lead pack. The 34 car is stopped. The 34 car is stopped on the racetrack. Where is the 34 car? That's Josh Betts. As the driver leaders go by, he goes wide in turn 8. and now through the carousel. He's going slowly, letting these other guys pass, trying not to involve other drivers in his incident. He is going to be right in the racing line as they exit the carousel. Going around him there is the 74, Richard Wishon, and now that is the 44, Carl Ribbing has recovered, but now he's a lap down. Carl Ribbing's a lap down. Has fixed the car. Gone into the pits. The battles are tight all the way through. There's no Josh still having problems. Josh still having problems back there. See if he can make it into this one. He is really struggling with that race car tonight. Kevin trying to use that draft down the front straightaway. Morgan has the Porsche running in slippery mode, so Kevin cannot run him down on the long straights. Makes a huge difference here. The long straights here are the keys to this racetrack. Kevin gets a great run off of that corner on turn 3. It's going to come alongside as they go down through turn 4 under the bridge into the braking zone. He's got the preferred position alongside. This might be the lead. We'll see what happens. Morgan pinching him over onto the side, not giving him any extra room. Morgan hard on the brakes. Kevin hard on the brakes. Kevin through the corner first. Morgan into second and holds off Richard Wishon for third. That is really close, man. One guy goes by, leaves a hole. Everybody wants to come through. Morgan Teggy gives up the lead to Kevin Cantonio. That's in that Ferrari, the number 5 Ferrari for Kevin, and he is gone. Kevin back to the point, just where he ended the last race, and is now on the point of this one. Lap 10 of 20. Richard Wishon. Very, very quick in that Audi, white and purple Audi. Little wiggle. That might give our number 40 car a chance to get a run on him coming down into Canada Corner. This is a hard braking area, and it looks like they're all going to stay in line. Everybody stays on the racetrack. Clean. And just a great battle. Just an incredible battle. Josh leading the second pack as I just flip away and we see Richard Wishon. Oh, and we got some pit lane action. The number 5 and the number 975 and the number 15 are going to stay out, along with number 14. That's Brandon, and these guys are going to go in the pits. Pit lane attendees are going to be Morgan Teggy is one of the takers, and Emmett Lindquist is another one, as these guys come in for their service from the lead pack. Get quick fast repair if needed. Oh, and Emmett overshot his line. He's going to take tires. We'll kind of see the difference here between tires and no tires. Morgan Teggy filling up with race fuel, and it looks like the fuel takes longer than the tires. They both come out at the same time. Emmett with fresh rubber. And that right behind him, is that Josh Bailing? That looks like Josh Bailing. Comes out right behind. Kevin Cantonio now out in front. Richard Wishon followed by Rich Hibbs. In that close battle for second, we're going to have to see when these guys pit. We're on lap 11, so if those guys were planning halfway, that's what they did. The other guys planned for halfway. I was pretty impressed there that Emmett took tires as well as fuel. Morgan did not. And we'll see how that plays out in the long run. Is that going to help? Is that going to help Emmett in the long run of the race now that he's got tires at halfway? The tires do wear pretty good here at Road America. They will last throughout the whole race. You do not need to change them. What's the advantage if you do? As we see Emmett getting by Todd Schwartz. That is for position, but Todd has not come into the pits yet. Again, Todd out there running on the one leg in a cast. Oh, as he miss? Whoa, he just about loses it in the carousel. Carl hanging on there. Oh, and Carl Ribbing saying he had made the error. Jason, oh, we got something going on. Oh, pit lane. Richard Wishon in the pit lane. There's the 15 in the pit lane. There is the number 14 in the pit lane. And the number 5 stayed out, as well as Adam Novotny and Rick Wishon. So the top 3 on the track right now have stayed out on the racetrack, as well as the 19 car. The 19 may have come in earlier. He did. He was out on lap 11, so he's a lap down. Joe Fierro in the pits. All kinds of pit lane activity right now, as the number 1 car is coming by, and he is going to get out right in front of his teammate. As they go in, they come out. Josh Baling, Jason Rabe, Joe Fierro, in order that they went in is the same order they come out. Well, that stretched out the field a little bit. We'll see if Kevin comes in at the end of this lap. He's currently going through the kink. And that Ferrari at flat out, full speed most likely. This battle here with Emmett. This is Morgan Teggy, Richard Wishon, Rich Hibbs. Oh, and Emmett goes wide coming out of 8. Oh, and Brandon Dooley gets by. That's going to kill him. That's going to hurt not only the over and under, trying to get the better lap coming through the pits, but he is also going to lose spots on the racetrack. That puts Josh Baling safely and securely in his mirrors. Josh is going to be going for P8 in this one. Kevin Cantonio in the pits. We'll watch him and see where it lands. The 326. The 326 of Adam Novotny. Will he come in as well? Adam going slow and now into the pits. These other 2 guys, 19 can keep going. He is a lap down. The 74, we'll keep an eye on. Rick Wishon also coming into the pit lane. The number 5, will he get out before the competition? He is getting tires. Here comes the 974 around turn 14, coming up the hill. And here comes Adam Novotny into the pit, catching up with his pit stall. And Kevin Cantonio coming out of his pit box. This is going to be close as he comes out into the racetrack. The 974 at full speed coming down into turn 1. He's going to have to hit the brakes as Kevin Cantonio looks like if he can hang on with those cold tires, will be able to hold on to the lead. I don't know if the 974 changed tires. But that after the pit stops now, everybody looks like of the top group has gone through. Kevin Cantonio out front. Richard Wishon moved back up into P2. Rich Hibbs into P3. Morgan Teggy is in 4th. Emmett Lindquist in front again of the 14. And the 326 looks like going slowly. Not sure what's going on with Adam Novotny. Let's see if we can catch a replay. Coming out of the pit lane. He just came out of the pits. Is this an issue of cold tires? He pulls out here in front of Joe Fierro. Oh, turn 1. Cold tires. Cold tires comes around. Has to get it gathered back up and get going again. That is going to hurt. Yeah, these incidents on pit exchange are huge because that allows the cars that are close to you on different pit strategy to get back by. Kevin Cantonio aces the pits. Richard Wishon probably has warmer tires if he didn't change tires. Able to catch him now, but I think that's going to pay off for Richard in the long run. As he gets a couple laps on these tires on that Ferrari, he is going to be taken off. Catch some of these cold tires here. Some speed cams here. As Kevin and the group go by. Not today, says Richard. 0.8 of a second back. Kevin's tires are going to warm up though, as he goes through turn 1 again. This is lap 14 of 20. 7 to go in this contest here with East to West Racing. This is Ron with Bigg Wizurd TV. We're live on the air here with you. Thanks for tuning in. Drop me a shout here in the chat box. Let me know what everybody's doing out here in the chat in the world of racing. We are having a blast here. Want to do a shout out to our sponsor, Stair Fittings Incorporated. Orders.stairfittings.com. Check them out. They have what you need for your stairs. They'll take care of you. Call up Karen and let her know you need what you need and how you need it, and they'll fix you up. They do some great work. They have some wonderful art work that they do. And they can even do some custom work for you. If you're looking for that special and unique look for your home, Stair Fittings Inc. is the place to go. Also want to shout out to our sponsor, JNR Craftworks. JNR Craftworks helps out East to West Racing with all of our trophies. He is amazing. He makes all kinds of really great craft work. They do like artwork. You can have custom-made artwork. You can have anything etched or written on plaques, or decorations, ornaments. Great stuff. Great stuff over there at JNR Craftworks. And that's JNRCraftworks.com. And then our third sponsor, always on Bigg Wizurd TV, good friend and great family, the Dr. Todd Wente family with Grandpa'sKitchen.com. Actually, it's Mrs. Dr. Wente that runs the family business, works in the family business or part of that family business. That's Grandpa's Kitchen. Grandpa'sKitchen.com. 1-to-1 swap out, gluten-free flour. Make your favorite baked goods and enjoy them, even gluten-free. Check them out at Grandpa'sKitchen.com. And as always, 10% off with BWTV, Bigg Wizurd TV coupon. BWTV gets you 10% at Grandpa's Kitchen. As predicted, Kevin starting to stretch that lead, 2.6 seconds now with those fresh tires. He's going to be hauling the mail, trying to get out there. Richard trying to hold off Rich Hibbs here. Rich Hibbs looks like has a good run here coming off of turn 3. We're going to watch him, follow him down into turn 5. We'll see if he's got enough, or if he has to wait one more turn, one more time around. Rich really with a great run down this hill. He's going to try to come alongside. We'll see if he's got enough here into the brake zone as he comes down alongside. Looks like he might have it. He's got the inside preferred line. They come around the corner. What happened to him? And Rich takes the spot. Rich up to P2. One of Rich's great runs this year. Always fun to watch Rich. He's one of the cleanest, smoothest drivers out there. It's rare, very, very rare that you see Rich make an error. And it's showing tonight. It shows his strength. It's probably because we're racing here at Road America, and there's a corner called Canada Corner. Rich is from Canada, so I'm sure he loves that. Good job, Rich. Nice pass up to P2. Way to do it. Way to do it. Let's see, 74. This battle here, Rick Wishon battling away. Oh, and Michael Mooney looks like he has left the session. Or has crashed. He probably hasn't left the session, but he is in the pit lane to get fixed. Let's see if we can catch that. It might take a minute to find it. I don't see it. It doesn't look like he had a lot of physical damage to the car, so I can't really tell where the damage occurred. Mooney in the pits now with a car repair. And back to Rick and Greg here. This is for P11. Greg Prochnow trying his best to hold on here and get a good finish. Adam Mooney after his spin coming out of the pits. Drop back to P10. He's behind Joe Fierro. And that's a stretched out battle there. Greg Prochnow with a good run off that turn 14. Not going to have enough to get Rick here at the end of this straightaway. But, let's see what's going on up here in this front pack. And Dooley in P6 behind Emmett Lindquist and Morgan Tegley. Morgan back to P4 after the pit exchange. We'll see if he's got enough to hold off Emmett Lindquist. Morgan did not get tires. tires. I need to put... I think I have a graphic I can put up here. Let me see if I can to show who got tires. Can I do this? It can be done! Looks like most of these drivers up in the front took tires. Because if you see on the compound, just updated, you can see the tires. And it shows the length of time they've been running on the tires. So even though it didn't show some of the cars getting up in the air, it looks like most of these drivers did take tires on lap 10 or 11. And this is Emmett Lindquist trying everything he can to get by Morgan Tiggy. He had a great entrance into 14. But an entrance into 14 doesn't help you. You need to be easy on 14. You need to be able to get the car going up this long straightaway, up the hill into turn 1, and it looks like Morgan's going to hold him off for a little bit longer. There's Morgan in the Six Sigma butt kicker Cleveland Beamer BMW or Porsche here. He's always in a BMW. He's running Cleveland Beamer in a Porsche. It's all good though. His sponsor, local sponsor, Cleveland Beamer, probably helps him out with some of the stuff he needs to race. As we watch Emmett Lindquist try to run him down, coming down into turn 5. Does Emmett have it this time? He's got a good run, but not yet enough. Morgan coming around the corner here, keeps that spot. Good jump, good run out of that corner for Emmett though. It's going to be close coming out of turn 6 here, but still not really a good passing zone at this point. He's going to have to try Canada corner and see if he can get him. Everybody behaving mostly. Mostly. We'll say they're mostly behaving on the racetrack. We've got this battle and then still the battle for P11 between the 74 and the 212. Also about this same distance here. About as close as this one is Greg Prochnow trying to catch up with Rick Wishon. Still not able to do so. We'll see if Emmett has any luck going into Canada corner. Not yet. He is really close. We'll have to watch this time through on turn 14. This is the trick. If you can get turn 14 correct, if you can grab turn 14 on the exit, then you have a chance. And that was a really good exit. He stayed right with him. He's got the draft. He's going to be coming up the long straightaway here. Again, we've seen how slippery Morgan's Porsche is. It's really tough to get by on this straightaway. He's got the downforce really set to limited minimum. As Emmett just not quite there as they go into turn 1. Once again, this is lap 18 of 20. Just 3 to go. As the drivers are trying everything they can to gain positions. The racing is close. As Adam Novotny has had another issue. What happens to Adam Novotny? Does he catch the grass on the exit? No? Does he push too hard in the kink? Maybe? Oh, he catches the grass on the exit of the kink. Saves? No, does not save it. And that is going to take Adam Novotny out of the top 10 and put him back in the pit lane. And everybody has gone by Adam Novotny. Sorry, Adam. Tough break. Kevin Cantonio, the number 5 up front. We're on lap 18 of 20. He's coming back around the kink. Right now, just a few more turns and he will be across the start finish line. 4-2 to go. Kevin was patiently driving up through the field, bunched them up. They were all 4 cars right together, and Kevin manages to be the one clean out of the exits. gets the best jump, does a great job on the pit stop, adds another set of tires, and is rocking and rolling here out in the front. Has a 5-second gap between him and second place Rich Hibbs. Rich Hibbs in the BMW. It's good to see the Ferrari out front. We haven't seen much of that this season. Rich Hibbs in the second spot in the BMW. That has been eclipsed by the Porsche this season, with a lot of drivers driving that Porsche 911 GT3R 992 that just came out. And Emmett Lindquist has dropped back into the pits. What happened to Emmett? He just went in the pits. It doesn't look like he has any damage. He may have had a fuel issue, maybe? It's got to be fuel. Maybe he didn't calculate the fuel properly. But Emmett has dropped out of the top 5, out of the top 10. Moving Rick Wishon, Greg Prochnow up into the top 10 now. Kevin Cantonio out front on his final lap. And this battle for 4th position between Morgan Teggy and now Brandon Dooley. Has Brandon saved enough? Brandon is one of the best at saving the tires until late in the race, giving him an advantage late. Does he have what it takes to get by Morgan? Brandon does seem to have the quicker car. Richard Wishon into 3rd spot, and that Audi has moved ahead of these guys. Kevin Cantonio out front, Rich Hibbs, Richard Wishon, and then this battle for 4th, followed by Josh Bailey, Jason Rabe. Even though in different cars tonight, still nose to tail, guys. Still nose to tail. Dad Bod Racing in, not quite nose to tail now, but in 6th and 7th on the racetrack. It looks like this is our battle. Mooney has spun. Again, having a hard time changing cars. He changed cars to that Audi tonight. He usually does the Ford GT, and he's having trouble. Plenty of trouble. Almost like River City trouble in the Audi tonight. Here they go across the line. Kevin Cantonio takes the win. Fastest lap for him during the race, the 2:04.9. Rich Hibbs comes across the line in 2nd spot. Richard Wishon in 3rd. Morgan Teggy holds off Brandon Dooley for 4th. Brandon in 5th, followed by Josh Bailey. And he is going to be followed by his teammate Jason Rabe as he comes across the line in P7, followed by Joe Fierro. Rick Wishon is currently in the 74, coming around up the hill. Greg Prochnow, for some reason, going into the pit lane. That's not going to help him. All he's got to do is get to the top of the hill and the race is over. Or is that the white flag? Am I off by a lap? I may be off by a lap. Did Greg Prochnow miss his timing on the fuel? Or they got to be still going here. Well, was I wrong? Here we go. Last lap now. Kevin Cantonio out in the front. Now coming down into turn 8 and hit the carousel. Has a big, huge gap going into turn 9 here. 9 and 10. 6-second lead for Kevin Cantonio. Rich Hibbs in P2 as he comes around through the carousel. Sorry about the early finish. I was off. It wasn't intentional. Thought we were done. It's all exciting. Still no comments. Nothing from the peanut gallery. The battle here coming up for Morgan and Brandon, still for P4 here. We also have a good battle going here between the 6. Ryan Fry, Brett Fay. Imagine that. Ryan Fry and Brett Fay still battling this late in the race. Looks like Brett trying to catch Ryan. No, that's not a battle. That's a 4-second gap. Now he comes across. Kevin Cantonio with the victory. Rich Hibbs in 2nd spot. Richard Wishon, Morgan Teggy stays in that spot for 4th. Brandon Dooley takes P5. Josh Paling, Jason Rabe. It's the same order. I was just off by a lap. Rick Wishon, Emmett Smith. Why is Emmett Smith now? Emmett Lindquist comes across the line in P10. Greg Prochnow had to go in and get some more go-go juice to finish her up in the 212. The Porsche here, he is coming around Canada corner. This will be for P11 for Greg, followed by Alex Good and Ryan Fry, still battling on the racetrack. As Alex Good comes across, Alex Good has gotten by Greg Prochnow in the pits. As Ryan Fry also gotten by, as Greg Prochnow with that pit lane really hurt him as he's dropping down. Brett Fay gets by, and he is going to commend Adam Novotny and Sean Williams, dropping Greg down to P16. Woo! Robert Forbes comes in P17. Ricky Renner 18th. Todd Schwartz P19. That looks like everybody. We're still waiting for maybe Ricky Renner to come across, and Todd Schwartz rounding out the field. Let's jump over to the lobby, see if we can catch some racing commentator action here with the group.
No bueno.
Hey guys, Ron in the booth here with Bigg Wizurd TV. We got a finish there. Looks like Kevin picking back up from starting in 8th and driving through the field. Good job, Kevin, for the win.
Yeah, thank you. It was a bit tough out there. Some really hectic moments, and within the first 5 laps, people were bunched up. P1 through 5 were going side by side through every corner, but they made it through, and it was a good race from everyone.
Yeah, that was good, clean, hard racing. You guys, two wide most of the time, 3 wide every once in a while. But you guys made it through. Good job. Nice win.
Thank you. Rich
Hibbs taking in P2 on that one. Nice job, Rich. Great race all around.
Yeah, thanks. It's amazing what cold and sinus meds do.
Well, you ran super clean. Your laps were really fun to watch, and nice finish for you.
Thank you.
Richard Wishon battling up front quite a bit tonight. He was up in the top spot, battling back and forth between the sprint and the feature. Finishes on the podium with a P3. Nice job, Richard.
Thank you. It was not easy. I did all I could to keep up with Rich and Kevin at the end, but I had nothing for them.
Yeah, that was really fun to watch. You guys had a great race throughout. This was really fun to watch up front. Morgan, you jumped out and got the early lead on the feature. Those guys looked like they were just tying a rope around you, staying with you. And then one by one, they managed to get by you. You stuck it out for P4, though. Nice finish.
Hey, thank you. It's just doing what I could with no setup and a car that's just way off the pace now.
Yeah, they've. It looks like the high quantity of Porsche 911s from last week has dwindled. There's about half of what we had last week that we have this week. So.
Yeah, it might be a time to abandon the Porsche.
Well, it was a good race all around. Congrats, everybody. Good job. Brandon Dooley finished out there in P5. Nice finish for Brandon. Emmett, what happened? Was it fuel?
I decided to be a little bit confident and turn off auto fuel. And doing math while racing turns out is really hard.
So miscalculation just a little bit?
Yeah, I was down a lap on fuel and just needed to fill up there.
All right. Well, you were running really good. That battle you guys were having in the front, the 4 or 5 of 6 of you, it was intense to watch. It was great.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun up there.
Yeah, and Josh and Jason with a great top 10 finish. You guys really cooking in the feature, really moving and getting some good lap times in there. I don't know if either one of those guys are out there, but yeah, it was fun. Yeah. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and end the stream. Appreciate you guys being on the racetrack and having a great race out there. It looks like we got quite a crowd. Next week, we're actually off for 4th of July. Is that next week already?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we'll throw up a fun race or something to keep the action going, but won't be on the air and won't be a points counting race, but we'll do something fun. and get right back at it right after the 4th. Hopefully we keep the momentum going with these 20 plus drivers. It's been a lot of fun to announce the race and call the race and watch. You guys are great out there. As always, you fans out there, don't race on the road. Doesn't matter if you have a Viper or not. Don't race on the road. Race here with us, iRacing. Check it out, East to West Racing. We're here every Sunday night, GT3 Challenge. Lots of other racing as well to have fun with. Want to do a big shout out to our sponsor, Stair Fittings Incorporated, Grandpa's Kitchen, and JNR Craftworks as we say goodnight. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.